What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Matt Ramage Show, presented by Quick Trip. I have a fun guest today. All right, one of my guys. You saw us doing a lot of stuff on the post-game shows for the Green Bay Packers. He does a lot of stuff with Game on Wisconsin. How do I do it? Oh, yeah, there it is. Alex Strouf, baby. All right,
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
It's been a month in the making. We're finally back together. Good to see you, Matty.
It is fantastic to see you. I was saying, because the Game on Wisconsin said the dynamic duo was back. I was like, yo, I missed my buddy Alex.
It's been all right.
It's been, because this offseason is weird. You know, I've been drinking a little bit, people, all right?
Wow.
No, but we did, everyone who knows, who might be watching, might be your first time watching, and if it is, you probably won't understand. But
welcome to the unorganized chaos that is the Matt Ramage Show.
That's what it is. Every post game, or like a lot of the post games, Alex has joined me. We talked about the game. Usually wins, not always. All right,
not always.
But there's a lot going on. This offseason is wild. I think it's a very bad offseason to be a free agent. Like, I don't know if that's true, but that's my perception of it, because there's not a lot of money.
It's not a bad take. It's not a bad take.
Because, like, the bad teams have cap room, it seems, because they've been saving up. You know, that broke person that's saving up to, like, get that apartment, they got a lot of money. But, like, but they don't have a lot going on for them. And I don't mean no disrespect to people, because I was that person. I used to hide money in my ceiling.
I'm still that person. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in college, so my son is that person. But anyways, so like the thing people want to talk about, all right, Aaron Jones. To me, I don't need to break people's feelings, but like I don't think he's coming back. He's not gonna be a Green Bay Packer no more. But so. You kind of just said your answer, but like, what do you think about Aaron Jones? First of all, I love Aaron Jones. I think he's one of the greatest people. He's Packer people. He's one of the best humans. He's like one of the better humans in the world. Like of all the humans, if you were going to start a new human race and you're going to put him on Mars, Aaron Jones would be one of those people that you take.
Aaron Jones should be there. I agree. But to give you my take, Matty, I mean, it kind of boils down to this, right? I didn't expect them to place the tag on Aaron Jones, whereas there was a lot of reports. I've been saying for months, I don't think Aaron Jones is a Green Bay Packer this year. And that's okay, right? I mean, he's great. He's made a lot of great contributions. But all in all, man, I don't think the price is right for Aaron Jones. And that's kind of the come on down, pun I've been making the last 4 months. If the price is right, obviously we want Aaron Jones back in green and gold. But he changed agents towards the end of the season. There's been negotiations, there's been talk, but I just don't think they're going to be in the same ballpark, Aaron Jones and Green Bay. So I think he's gone. I think he's going to go get a ton of money elsewhere, which good for him. It makes sense for him. But I think there's I would only put like an 8% chance that he's back. I'm really pessimistic about it. I do not see Aaron Jones as a Packer in 2021.
Yeah, and I've kind of said that the whole time. Or I think a lot of people did, and I'm not like some guru.
No, neither am I. I guess I'm kind of claiming to be, aren't I? I'm not a guru.
No. I think most people have been thinking. A lot of people have been very hopeful, especially on my Facebook. A lot of people are very hopeful.
Well, yeah, and that's okay, right? I mean, everybody loves Aaron Jones. Everybody loves Corey Linsley. But it's business, baby. This is showbiz, baby. And it's the way the ball drops sometimes. And unfortunately, I'm not saying the Packers are better off without Aaron Jones, but they can certainly live without Aaron Jones.
See, here's the thing with me, all right? I want to say this, and I want to make sure everyone can see me all large and clear, all right? A lot of people are saying, like, well, Aaron Jones should take less money to play for the Packers. Like, dude, I would never tell any player ever to take less money. Like, I get it. Like, people talk about Tom Brady. They talk about this player. They talk about that player. Like, Aaron Jones, like, he needs to get all his money. He needs to get all of it, like the whole bag, because you don't know as an NFL player, like, when your next contract is going to come. So, like, I get Aaron Jones taking the money, and people that might call him greedy, I think you're wrong. I think that Aaron Jones deserves all of the money. I think that he should get all the money. And I mean, it would be cool. Like as a fan, it would be cool. Like Aaron Jones, like, oh, I'm gonna take a break because I want to stay in Green Bay. It's just not likely. It's not gonna happen. I wouldn't do it. Dude,
Look, I kind of compare it to the JJ Watt thing, right? I mean, yeah, you can take a hometown discount. I mean, obviously it's a different scenario as Aaron Jones isn't from Green Bay, but he's played here. If you take a hometown discount, sure, it makes sense. I mean, as an NFL player, what do you want to do? You want to win? You want to make a lot of money? You want to make plays? You want to be a starter, right? Aaron Jones has the opportunity to make a lot of money and be the starter in like 20. That might be high, but like 20 teams, right? And there's like probably 10 of them that can give him a really nice contract, which is like extensively better than what Green Bay could offer him. Vegas came out with some odds today. Miami's the favorite. San Francisco right behind them. Green Bay is the third favorite to land Aaron Jones. So Miami and San Francisco have emerged as early favorites to land Aaron Jones. I think San Francisco makes a ton of sense. I think Miami makes sense too. I don't really know what the deal is with Myles Gaskin, but that would be a heck of a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I think Miami is where I'm rooting for if he leaves Green Bay. And we might possibly have Josh Moser, who was a Fox 11 sports director in Green Bay.
Now he's in Miami.
And now he's in Miami. So we might possibly get him, but
if he pops in, I've got questions.
That is why I wanted him to jump in. But he's got some work stuff going on, so he might pop in, he might not. But I'm checking out some of these comments here. But like, dude, I just don't fault any player ever for going for the money. Like JJ Watt, everyone's talking about coming to Green Bay. It was a fun story. Like I'll say it because I was on it. Like everyone's talking about, but I was like,
you had to be, right? I mean, it was the juiciest story in any sport.
I love JJ. I love the Watt family. I think they're like, I always say they're like Wisconsin royalty. All right. So like JJ Watt, like the story coming to Wisconsin, coming to Green Bay, it's a childhood dream,
right.
But it just.
You had to expect a letdown. Yeah. You had to expect a letdown similar to the 2017 draft where they did not draft his brother TJ. It's a similar letdown to that where it was like, yeah, this is too good to be true, isn't it?
Yeah, because like I actually wanted to draft. I didn't complain when they didn't because everyone, I know that the whole people still complain about it. I just don't because like when they don't draft a guy that I wanted to draft, because there's very few that I want to draft because I don't know anything. I don't know like college guys. I'm not a scout where I'm gonna be like, you should have drafted my guy. But that was like the one guy I thought they should have, or not that I thought they should have, but that I wanted them to. Yeah. I just let it go because I figure they know more than I do.
Yes, they do. They always do, don't they?
Dude, but I saw a comment here earlier
about
Aaron Jones fumbling in an NFC Championship game.
I saw
like,
that.
Yeah. So like
Don't let that define his Packers legacy, man. He did so many amazing things as a Packer. The lights got bright and he fumbled, but he's still worth way too much money than the Packers are going to either offer him, have offered him, or will offer him. I mean, it's just he is one of the elite backs in the National Football League, and he's going to get paid like one.
Yeah, so like I think that Aaron Jones is probably going to make, like this is just like a thing that popped in my head. He's probably going to get the biggest contract of any free agent possibly that's in free agency. Who else? I mean, is there a quarterback out there?
There's not a quarterback that's going to get a ton of money free agency wise. I think Jameis Winston is a free agent, so he might get some good money. But Trent Williams, who's like a Hall of Fame tackle, he's out there, only 33 years old. I think he could probably get some pretty premium money. I'm trying to think just offense. Like Kenny Golladay could get some good money out of Detroit. Corey Linsley is going to get pretty good money too if he doesn't end up back in Green Bay, which I don't think anybody expects him to. Those are just some names. Like I think obviously quarterback money is a lot different, but we saw Jameis Winston, who right now I'm leaning New England because we saw what they did with Cam Newton, got him on really low salary. He obviously didn't play that great. But I don't know. I think Jameis Winston might be one of those guys where nobody's pulling the trigger on him and he gets signed lower than maybe we expect. But we'll see. Yeah, I think he'll be, to your point though, Matt, I think he'll be one of the higher paid free agents.
Yeah, top 2 or 3.
I think so. I mean, he's a top 5 free agent for sure. And I mean, all those rankings are kind of subjective because it goes into, the slippery slope of what does an offensive tackle mean to you, your offense versus like a really premier running back. It's all, convoluted and confusing. But yeah, to your point, I think he will get one of the best bags out there.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get some money. So here's a comment. Which would you rather see the Packers draft in the first round, offense or defense? I think that
you go first. You go first.
I don't know. Like it depends. Like if like what they're gonna do with cuts. I think that.
Yeah, but I still don't think it's close for me. Even if they start making moves, which they will, obviously, it's defense all day. I mean, you can survive with the offense you have intact right now, unless they're drafting a center. But excuse me, I got the spotted cowbirds. It's defense all day for me. I think there's more holes there than there is offensively. I mean, it was the best offense in football. You can debate that if you want, but statistically, the best offense in football this past year. I still think, you might have some holes, right? Jones is going to walk. Lindsey is going to walk. Williams probably won't be back. I hope he is, but it's not looking likely. It looks like they're going to roll with A.J. Dillon. So we'll see. But I still think there's more holes defensively, and those were exposed, especially, in the playoff run. Against Tampa Bay. Well, not even the playoff run. Both games against Tampa Bay, the defense was exposed. And the offense was a little bit too. So I think the offense is in better shape than the defense. It usually is. It just tends to be a Green Bay thing. Of course, when you've got Aaron Rodgers on offense, that certainly helps. But it's defense in the first round. But I want to see some additions offensively in the draft. They've got 10 picks as of today. So we'll see.
Yeah, so I agree. I think it's defense. Like, you answered, one of my future questions about Jamal Williams. Because I love Jamal Williams. And I want him back, but I feel like it would have happened if it was going to happen. And not to say it would have, but...
I do, too.
Yeah, I feel like definitely we would have heard stuff about it.
Well, there were some reports, what was this, back in December, some sources, and I don't have many of them, but reliable sources were reported to Game On Wisconsin that they were working on a deal. Williams camp wanted the deal done before the conclusion of the season. That didn't happen. We're a week away from free agency now. We've heard nothing. So he has a much better chance of being back than Jones. I give him a better chance of being back than Lindsey. But I still don't think it's super high because, again, Williams could be a number 1 back somewhere. I think he's that good. And so we'll see.
So are you confident with A.J. Dillon as being the number 1?
Given what he showed us in the Tennessee game, yes. I think there's going to be some adjustments or adjustment period. There's going to be some disconnect. There's going to be some disappointments. But if A.J. Dillon's the number 1 back, I'm still confident, right? I think you don't waste a second-round pick on a guy to not have him be the feature back on a rookie deal. They clearly are confident in him. They've clearly had the foresight last April to draft him, bring him in, develop him. They gave him 1 game where he was the feature back, and he went bananas. So, I'm confident in him, but I think, you're not going to get Aaron Jones production out of him in year 2, I don't think.
Yeah, so if Aaron Jones is gone, Jamal Williams is gone, A.J. Dillon is a starter, who do they – I mean, do they draft a guy early or do they?
I don't know how early, maybe like a 4th, 5th round pick. But I don't know, man. I don't expect them to dip into free agency. What are some of the names out there? Kenyon Drake's out there. Duke Johnson's out there. Marlon Mack's out there. But those are probably all above the price range. Maybe James White, maybe a reunion in terms of obviously him being a Wisconsin guy. I don't know. I think maybe a draft pick, maybe some undrafted rookies. You don't know what the Packers are going to do with the running back room ever. I mean, they had a really special one this past year. It won't be to that level this year. But A.J. Dillon, if he's number 1, maybe they dip into a low-price free agent that we've never heard of. That wouldn't shock me because I think James White might even be – James White is 29. So that might be a decent price tag on him because we know running backs don't play typically past like the age of 31. So we'll see. I would love to see James White in green and gold. I think that.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be great. I want to get back to this running back talk, but Josh Moser just texted me. He said he'll be here in about 5 minutes.
Let's go.
Let's go. Josh Moser, he'll be here in about 5 minutes. All right. Look at the connections I got, Alex.
I'm all excited. I haven't talked to him since before he left Green Bay on your show.
Yeah.
So we've texted a time or two since, and that's it. So I'm excited to chat with Josh.
Yeah. He's my guy. But before he jumps on here, let's jump on the defense side of the ball. Cap room type of talk here. I saw some reports today. I don't know. They're not confirmed. I searched Adam Schefter. I searched all the people that know things. Zadarius Smith, possible contract extension. Let's not talk about like it's a fact, but let's say, do you think it's possible that he tweeted today, I want to be a Packer for life. He said it before. Zadarius Smith wants to be a Packer for life. But with all the contract stuff going on, it seems like a nice time for him to tweet, I want to be a Packer for life. Maybe they got a deal going on that could help the cap room.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
So I saw some of that speculation, right? Does this mean there's a deal in place that helps the cap long term? We lock him up for a couple of years. I don't know that I buy that because I don't think you're taking to Twitter in the middle of a negotiation. It would have been reported and then he would have tweeted that, right? I'm good with Z being a Packer for life by all means. I mean, we all love Zadarius Smith. We've seen the production he's had in his 2 seasons as a Packer. Been one of the shining stars of that defense by all means. I don't know that there's a deal in place. I think maybe that's a signal that he's open to something. Could that be it? Sure, I'll buy that. But I'm not sure what's going to happen. He'll be around. I'm not sure that Preston Smith will be the other Smith bro. But I think Zadarius Smith will be a Packer for a while.
All right. First of all, I'll block you. But talking about Preston.
Oh, yeah, that's your boy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. No, but it's fine. You're a realist. I'm the fan.
I'm a fan too.
I know, but
I
I'm
like Preston. But
I love me some Preston.
Did we like his production in 2020? I can't say I did a ton. He had some bright moments, but he had some really rough patches.
At the end, I want to get to this question because I just think it's funny and that's what I enjoy. He said, Matt, if you were an offensive line coach, would you beef up your line by feeding them Quick Trip mac and cheese?
Matty, I gotta tell you, buddy, you got me started on the Quick Trip mac and cheese, and I've eaten it like 4 times in the last 2 weeks.
Dude, it is so good, and it's so accessible. Like you go in, it's there.
They've got the cold one. They've got it in the hot pot.
Oh yeah,
ready to
you go in the fridge.
You've got it on the hot bar. Like it is everywhere. You can't get away from it. I love me some mac and cheese. You've got me on the Quick Trip mac and cheese bandwagon. Good for you.
Hey, dude, I'm just doing my part. You know what I mean? Someone said, I'm not gonna read that comment. Well, yo, Mark Deaton Chinese says, so how many beers are you deep, Matt?
What's the answer? Do we know?
Mark, all right.
3/4.
I don't know. I had about I had a couple. You know, I got to prepare for the podcast. You know, I mean, the right way, the Wisconsin way. All right.
I don't know if I'm allowed to quote you from off the record as we were chatting before we went live, but I can maybe speculate that Matt may or may not have said, "I will never do a sober podcast again."
Yeah. So this is the thing. I'll talk about this real quick.
Sure.
Josh Moser joined us probably 3-4 minutes, or I don't, whenever he pops in, within the next few. But like I did that podcast with Dominic Daphne. See, when I have players on, I try to be all professional. I try to get all like you know, Josh Moser, Alex Strouf, you know, Aaron Nagler. Maybe not Aaron Nagler. I think he's a little buzzed half the time too. But like, you know, get like
2 peas in a pod.
Yeah, I try to get all professional, and I don't like it, so I'm done with it. From now on, I don't care who the player is. If Aaron Rodgers agrees to come on my podcast, which will never happen, but let's pretend he did, I'm going to be buzzed up when it happens because I think I'm better. I don't get nervous because of the players, because a lot of, you know, some of these guys I've talked to before, like through Messenger or whatever.
It's not as hard as it seems. I don't think everybody's so nice and relaxed. And I want to go back to you calling me professional as I sit here with a ripped hoodie. I sit here in a ripped hoodie, a white spot on my wall. Like I got spackle showing. Like I don't think I deserve the professional tag.
No, but you got
when Moser pops in here wearing a suit, which I'm going to guarantee he does.
Yeah, because he's working.
Then we can talk professionalism.
So, like, you just before Moser jumps in here, real quick, we're gonna talk some really good football stuff because I want to see if Aaron Jones.
Questions for that guy.
He's got leaks if Aaron Jones is going to Miami. I want to hear that. But for you just won some awards for your college because you're a senior, right?
I did, yeah.
And you do a radio show, you do all these things, and you just got some awards. So, gloat a little bit and say how great you are.
Well, I am not great, but I do like to have fun. Yeah, we talked about the WBA Leadership Award. You just spilled all over yourself, professionalism. Then
I'll get you on the camera yourself.
Yeah, wipe yourself off. Yeah, well, Maddie, I can't. I know. I can't talk about this solo. I feel uncomfortable. Oh no. Sports radio awards for some coverage of the WIAC, which is the D3 collegiate conference in our state. UW Oshkosh, UW La Crosse, UW Stevens Point, all those schools. They canceled fall sports. So I had some coverage of that, and I won a couple awards for that back in the summer. But so very honored, very cool stuff. Now I graduate in May, so I'm coming to the real world, Maddie. I am not ready. I am just so not ready. I much more enjoy drinking beers in my shitty college house every day. That's more fun than the real world. But
no, dude, I'm proud of you. All right, you're doing big things. You did.
Appreciate that.
You talk Packers on Pack-A-Day podcast. A bunch of other stuff. I game on Wisconsin. All right, I'm a little buzzed. I'm losing.
Yeah, I can tell. You're losing.
I'm losing it.
I'm gonna have to guide the ship. I'm gonna be the DD tonight.
So, do you think? All right, Moser's gonna join us in a few, but like, I seen a lot of people
pulling out of the area. You got nothing. You're trying.
No, I got something. I got.
Okay, I'll back off.
You see the word. No, I want to talk real quick. All right, first of all, because I've been talking shit about the Bears lately, or a lot, my whole life. But yeah, dude. But I want to say like Packer fans need to calm down. I had a Packer fan get mad at me and say we win in silence. Like, no, we don't, bro. Like, did you start following me? I talk shit all the time.
Yes, you did.
That's what I do. And like, dude, Bear fans came to my defense. They're like, no, I love it. I love because it's back and forth. It's not personal. I don't jab guys personal. I don't go into their Facebook and grab the profile picture of them and the girlfriend and say your girlfriend's ugly. I've seen that happen. That's what I'm saying. I don't do that because like, dude, I say your team sucks. I don't even name the players of your team that suck. I just say in general your team sucks.
You suck, right?
And I talk about the fact that they are hoping for Russell Wilson. They're hoping for Deshaun Watson, who they should have drafted. They wanted to give up 9 first-round picks to get him. All right, I talk about all this because if you knew how to draft, you wouldn't have to give. And then they talk about, why'd you draft Jordan Love? He was a wasted pick. That's why we draft Jordan Love. Whether they're right or wrong, we'll find out someday because I don't know. Anyways, Josh Moser's here, so we're going to cut off this conversation.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. I got so many questions.
I'm not going to have Moser waiting, people.
I've got so many questions. Oh, he's
there he is.
I was totally expecting a suit. Totally expecting a suit.
Yeah,
There's a bunch behind them. There they are.
Oh, yeah. I'm not on for a couple more minutes here.
All right, so Alex said you would be wearing a suit. You're not, so he owes me $15. No, hey. I appreciate you, Josh, joining us. I know that you probably don't have a bunch of time because you got press conference. You got work going on. You know, you're a busy guy. But I want to know.
Yeah.
First of all, how you doing? How are you enjoying Miami?
Miami's great.
I
will say though, that Green Bay is a special place, and you always want what you don't have. So I miss the 3-mile commute to work. I miss there being no traffic everywhere. I miss being able just to pull up to a place. There's no lines. Here there's so many people in a concentrated area. Yeah. It took me 40 minutes to go 3 miles the other day. So definitely a little bit different. And there's certainly no fan base like the Packers fan base. People here, Dolphins, no one really cares. You have a Super Bowl winning linebacker that they just released. everyone's like, yeah, I'm going to go out on my yacht. We're going jet skiing tomorrow.
That's why.
A bunch of hot girls going out this evening. There's no COVID. Come on now. Like,
not in Miami, man. Not in Miami. You're tan, Josh. Holy smokes. You look great.
I don't know if you have to fix your computer screen, maybe the
yeah,
maybe, but you're dark. You're tan. Hey, you're living your best life, and I respect that, Josh. But hey, let me ask you this real quick. I heard some grumblings about Aaron Jones, who's your guy, a guy that you love. Everyone loves that. Ever got to talk to him? I never did, but he talked to me on Instagram one time, and that was cool. But
always name dropping.
No, but like you got to talk to him. He's a very good guy. Everyone's talking about maybe going to Miami. They're one of the teams. What have you heard? You got any inside scoop? You want to breaking news on the Matt Ramage show? What's going on?
Ooh, well, his agent Drew Rosenhaus does a show with me every Sunday night here, and so Aaron left his old agency with Chris Cabot, signed with Drew Rosenhaus. Drew Rosenhaus also has Robin Gronkowski, Shaq Barrett's do a big deal here. He's had a lot of guys, and basically it just comes down to math. So today they set the salary cap at $182.5 million. The Packers reportedly offered Jones in the neighborhood of $10 million, a year just under. But if you're looking at the top, you've got Christian McCaffrey's on an average of 16. You've got Alvin Kamara's kind of 15. The same with Dalvin Cook, and I think Aaron Jones is realistically looking for a 4-year, $60 million deal. I just don't think that it's there. So it's a matter of how much of a pay cut is Aaron Jones willing to take. Now, the other hanging Chad question is there's rumblings that this Amazon deal with the NFL for broadcast rights is going to go through. And this is why people feel that Dak Prescott got paid the money that he did with $40 million a season, second highest player in the league right now behind Patrick Mahomes. So if that deal is done and they can structure this so that it doesn't affect the cap for this upcoming season, Aaron Jones could get more money. So I think that's the big question, but I see him coming back to Green Bay. But I don't think he's going to get more than $10 million a year. I think he's worth more than $10 million a year, but we just historically haven't seen the Packers pay a running back that kind of cash. And you could argue that Aaron Jones is not just a running back. He's an offensive weapon. We've seen him in the passing game. We've seen Jamal Williams really improve his passing game as well, too. So it's going to come down to the numbers, and that Aaron Jones wants to win, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to let Aaron Jones just walk out the door either. So I could see him coming back to Green Bay, but I would also expect Aaron to be choosy on where he goes because winning is very important. We're seeing that now a lot, as free agents picking teams where they have a chance to win and compete. And then there's the other side of where you want to take care of your family. But, I hope as covering the Packers for 6 seasons, I hope that he's back in Green Bay. But we'll know more Sunday night, Monday morning.
Yeah, Vegas says plus 325 Miami, plus 375 San Francisco, plus 500 Green Bay. Mose, if he comes to Miami, are you offering him the spare bedroom? You know him.
Yeah. We've talked. I think Crystal might get mad at me. And now he's got his daddy duties with Aaron Jones Jr. But, they were down here a couple weeks ago. He and his twin brother, Alvin. And, Miami, it's popular right now because realistically it's the biggest city that's open. There are no COVID restrictions. So there are a ton of NFL players down here. There's a ton of guys that are training here in the off season. Went out with one Dolphins player gator hunting in the Everglades the other day. So, it's a completely different world. And, Miami's it's a happening spot. There's a lot of people that are moving down this way, and there's no state tax in Florida.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of players talk about that in the last few years.
It adds up, the financial decisions. And, one thing we really don't talk about in Green Bay that really comes into play is marketability. And when you're a guy like Aaron Rodgers, imagine if Aaron Rodgers is in New York or he's in Los Angeles. Just how much. All
right, I don't want to do that, Mose. So you can cut that off.
Think of a player like, that's more towards the bottom of the roster, and the sponsorship money, that money on the side that you can make in a larger city versus Green Bay. But then again, it depends on what you want in your life. You want to take care of your family. Do you want to compete for a championship? And who you have around you, and everybody's situation is different. But it's hard to dissuade a young 20-something-year-old with, a few $1 million, not to come down to Miami and hang with all of these models at a couple of these posh places in the offseason.
Dude, hey, Moser, I'm married, but if you want me to come visit, I'm just saying just to hang out.
Spring break, let's go.
No, but
2021, it's happening.
What you talk about though is very interesting because obviously the guys like Aaron Rodgers, J.J. Watts, like Devontae Adams, like these top guys are if they go to a bigger city, they're gonna like get big marketing things. But I always thought that it was very interesting because like a guy like J.J. Watt, I think in Green Bay, like obviously that didn't happen. I think he would have like demolished marketing. He would have. Like, you see Rodgers, you can't drive down the highway in Green Bay without seeing Aaron Rodgers, Prevea, all these. Like, you can't. I think J.J. Watt had the same thing. But, like, what you were saying, like, the big names in the big cities would kill. But, like, guys like Tom Crabtree, like, when he was here, he didn't do a lot of marketing, but I think he could have. Like, Packer fans, they just flourish to it. Like, a guy like Tunyon, if he comes back to Green Bay, which I think he will,
yeah.
I think he could be in commercials, like if he wanted to be in like the right situations. Because I think in Green Bay the lower, I wouldn't say the lower, because I'm not trying to disrespect these guys, but like the guys who aren't the big contract, $100 million guys, I think that they could flourish. But definitely like Aaron Rodgers, if he was in like some big city, like you'd probably see him in Times Square, just like a 3D.
Right, but it's a double-edged sword because now you're in these big cities and you have all of these distractions. So if your focus is football, it's great to be in a city like Green Bay where it's easy to get around the city. You have the comfortability of knowing, most people. You've got a tight-knit group of players where everything's provided for you. You've got the hub of Lambeau, and then when you need to get out, you get out. We talked at length about the defensive guys, getting a bus down to Chicago or going to Milwaukee for a weekend. And you have to feel normal as well, especially, when you're a young player. And, if you talk about happiness and this mindfulness, if you're just miserable all of the time, you're not going to play well. So there is that aspect, and I think that's often overlooked. And I mean, I can tell you flat out, there's top players in the draft. They're like, hey, I don't want to go to Green Bay. A name I'll throw out there, though, Emmanuel Sanders, reports last year, Green Bay offered him a deal. And he's like, I don't want to go to the Colts. So he ended up signing with New Orleans. So now he could possibly come back because he wants to win. So it really just depends on anybody's situation. And I covered Emmanuel when he was with the Broncos in Denver. I mean, he's a fun guy. I think he would fit in really well with that receiver room. And, I think this team definitely has a few more areas of need than the receiver room. But curious to see how Russ Ball restructures things here, and
got some work.
Fun couple weeks coming up.
Mose is still dropping nuggets on Green Bay, even though he's in Miami. I respect the hell out of it, man. So I do want to switch gears to Miami real quick because the Tua situation, it's all over the place. Maybe Deshaun Watson will end up there. Is Tua the guy in Miami, Josh?
The Dolphins say that he is, but when you've got the 3rd overall pick, the 18th overall pick, they've got another pick in the high 30s in the second round. In this business, you learn that everything is truly day to day. And the Texans claim that they're not trading Watson. He's made it clear that he doesn't want to play there. Really good guy to talk to would be Randall Cobb to give you some inside information on what it's like playing for that organization. I think that the Tua is the guy until a better option presents itself.
Okay.
And I think that's harsh. But he played it right. I mean, you had his former receivers, Jalen Waddle, projected first-round pick, Devontae Smith, who just won the Heisman. They said they liked Alabama quarterback Mac Jones over Tua, and they can say, hey, we came in with him, but throws a better ball. He's more of a mid-round pick. I'm curious to see if mid-first-round pick, if they want to try to boost his draft stock because Tua was the 5th overall. But it's a rookie quarterback, and that's the hard thing. Same thing with Jordan Love. It just takes time. Justin Herbert, in a weird situation with the Chargers last year, really flourished, and he got that opportunity. It's who they put around Tua. We've talked to Rodgers makes everybody better around him. Tua didn't have any weapons. His receivers were hurt. A couple guys opted out from COVID. So he didn't have the weapons. I hope that he's better in year 2. He's definitely putting in the work. Athletes first. His agency is making sure of that. And he says all the right things. But, those conversations is kept very close to the vest. And I'm curious, something may happen on draft night. I'm not sure. But when you're looking at bringing a quarterback in, it's a 3-year process before you can win. and it depends on how you want to build the team. Packers are not built that way, but it's a full rebuild here, especially letting Kyle Van Noy walk out the building. He was their defensive captain. They officially released him today. Didn't get anything returned, and I think that has to do with the salary cap. So right now, Tua is cheap, and he's on that 5-year, contract as a rookie, being a first-round pick. Well, I think the Packers took Love in the first round. They get him for that extra year without paying him big dollars. So, it's as much as the fans and everybody wants, these players because of the best player. There's a lot of chess pieces and math and things that go on behind the scenes that people really don't factor in, and they're actually huge pieces.
Huge pieces indeed. Well said. I think draft night's going to be exciting, but I want to throw one more Miami question at you, and then I'll let Maddie take the wheel again. Most polarizing athlete you're currently covering or have to cover in Miami is?
Ooh, most polarizing.
I dug deep into the dictionary for that one. Just looking up what it meant.
He's using. I'm going to Google it. What that means.
I'll say Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy is so intelligent. He's so fun, but kind of like Aaron Rodgers. Not that Aaron Rodgers is polarizing because he's not, but he definitely remembers every little thing. And as someone new to the market, he likes to test you. He likes to, know that you're kind of in his world a little bit, and he can be really nice. But they remember everything. I would say Wes Welker was very much that way. When I covered him, these guys, if they read everything, they know, and they know who treats them well and who doesn't. And, there were a couple situations in Green Bay where the players, could tell you who they liked and who they didn't like. And, but it's about being a professional. But I'd say Jimmy, and I'll also say this, Jimmy's my favorite player to cover. I think he's awesome. And I think he gets everybody excited. And good question. I'm trying to think of other really polarizing people. You hear that more with
I'm pretty polarizing, Josh.
No, you're as sweet as sugar. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't have given you the big money. You can talk cheese. You can relate to anybody. I'm sticking with Jimmy Butler.
Good answer, Josh.
No, because I'm going to let you get out of here in a second because I know you got work to do, Josh is a busy guy, right?
He's got to get all dressed up, look all handsome.
Look at that. He's got the suits behind him.
But the behind the scenes here, you get
show us.
A bag of ties, just so you're ready, You hope that your coworkers don't steal it.
Can we pick your outfit? Can we pick your outfit tonight?
Yeah. Can we pick your outfit?
Well, I've already got one from earlier. You got to have the pocket square when you organize this.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's just all here.
Unbelievable.
I have one tie, and I keep it tied, so I just put it over my head. I don't know how to tie a tie, Josh.
Oh, come on, Maddie.
We're going to do a YouTube instructional video.
Yes, we are.
Tie a double Windsor, and your wife will thank me.
Yeah, I don't know how to tie a tie.
Ties are on your anniversary. Just walk in here, just a tie.
I don't know.
It'll all work out.
Only time I wear a tie is like a funeral, and hopefully those don't happen very often. Like even a wedding, I'm like, yo, button up, bro. I don't know you like that.
Oh, man. You got to step it up, man. You're going to hang out with Moser. You got to step that up.
All right, I'll pick it up.
I will admit, I don't pay for a lot of the ties. I have a clothing allowance, so the company pays for them.
Oh, okay.
So
are they clip-ons?
I do not have a clip-on, but I do have a clip-on bow tie that I think I have from college that I wore way back in the day.
Here's a non-football question. When's the last time you wore a clip-on tie?
In college at like a costume party. It was like a clip-on bow tie.
Right.
Yeah, a bunch of us had to wear. I'm grateful that social media really wasn't around then. Those pictures are deep in the vault. I don't think they're ever coming out.
All right, so hey, I'm gonna let you get back to work. Hey, Josh Moser, everybody. Hey, next week we need to get a time. Me and you get on this thing. Maybe not even live, a podcast. I want to hear about the whole story, how you came up, because a lot of people are trying to do like what you're doing. Went from Denver to Green Bay. Now you're in Miami, living your best life. All right, so I think it'd be a cool story. Guy like Alex's buddy Kyle Hoffenbecker, who got to meet with you and do some stuff with Fox 11. And I think, dude, I think it's awesome, dude. You're gonna have your own network someday. That's gonna be the Moser network.
Hey,
I don't know.
you're
I'm just talking here.
you guys are coming with.
Good.
But I mean, just briefly on that, it's just getting started and and grinding. I worked as an unpaid intern for 4 years in college.
Oh, wow.
And whatever I could do. And I tried to verse myself in everything, be as versatile as possible. I took stats. I ran a camera. I produced a newscast. I assistant produced for $6 an hour in the summertime, and then had to wait tables, just to make, ends meet. I took a job in Grand Junction, Colorado for $19,000 with a master's degree my first year out of school. And then I babysat. I had my NASM certification for personal training. I did that on the side, and it took me, a while to get on my feet. I certainly had a lot of people help me. I didn't do it on my own. And then now it's just, it's like an inverted pyramid, like, building your following. You start with a few, you continue to produce content, people can relate to you, and then it just grows and grows and grows. And then, for me, though, it's just more about the people and connecting to people. And I get people all the time, hey, how do you do this? And I just say, it's doing stuff just like this. And then you never know who pops in, and good people find good people, and people are always willing to make the time. And, I keep telling kids that are just wanting to get in, just keep throwing out fishing lines, and all you need is one bite. And once you get that bite, you don't let go. And then you remember to all of those emails and people that you never heard back from, you just move on from it. And then I remember being that kid that sent those emails. And now when someone responds to me, I make sure to reach back out to them, because I remember what it was like and how much it meant to me when someone actually reached out. And I was like, oh man, like this person got back to me, like there's a chance. And
dude, that is like so it. I remember like Haha Clinton Dix said it, because I remember asking him, because me and him did a lot of stuff back in the day, and I remember asking like, why do you even see my stuff? And you say good vibes, like they're drawn to good vibes.
Yeah.
So like they know, like people know, like when you have good intentions. People know, like I don't get all sappy and all this, but like they know, like, dude,
I can wait. I like that. Let me sit.
Yeah, like good is good. Like people know when you have good intentions. Like when you're a good vibe. Like when you're a good person, you're not using. You're just showing love, and you're just like spreading love. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm all about like just spread love. I'm drunk a little bit, so I'm a little. Maybe I love people a little more than normal. You know what I mean? No, I love me some Josh Moser, dude. Like. We met up a few times at the game over at Inside the Huddle. No, that was one question I was going to ask you real quick before we got out of this thing.
Yeah.
Do you have an Inside the Huddle type show? I know you got like a whole production. You're bigger than NFL Network over there in Miami. But like, do you have like an Inside the Huddle type show? Is there like a Mike McCarthy? I don't know if Matt LaFleur is going to have this type of show. I don't know if he did last year. I think with COVID probably not. But like, do you have those type of shows? Like have players on or baseball, football, whatever, because I know that you're doing the whole thing now.
Yeah, not in that format. I do have my own half-hour show every Sunday night from 11:30 to midnight, and we'll go through all the major sports teams and the Canes, the University of Miami starting up. So we'll interview players one-on-one, but right now it's all Zoom.
Yeah, because
I can tell you that I'm definitely pitching to have a player with a studio audience inside the huddle. Great, and it's so rare. And
you got to bring Green Bay to Miami.
That, yeah, I mean, no, that doesn't exist across the country. I have asked every sportscaster in every NFL market. There is no show in the country outside of Inside the Huddle where you have a live studio audience with a player. It doesn't exist.
Really?
So Packers fans that are watching, like, go to it, be a part of it. Ryan Wing's taking over.
I thought I was in the running for it, but
I'm
I guess
still waiting. You gotta send me your tape so we can get.
Oh yeah, I'm actually in the process of making that.
Yeah.
I got this green screen now. I'm making a Fox 11. I'm gonna be a Fox 11 reporter.
No, you're gonna be a Fox 11 meteorologist with your green screen.
You could do.
You're
we got some fans over here moving in.
We're ready, but honestly, like I think it shows like this, where you've seen podcasts where there's video elements. Around the Horn on ESPN, those types of shows where people offer their comments. And as we move forward, this digital wave is going to be the future of broadcasting. And it's how do you separate yourself? How do you monetize this stuff? And for the kids that are wanting to get into this industry, it's rapidly changing, and so it's good.
Oh,
it's not about what's happening now; it's about what's next.
Yeah, dude, that's only because it used to be like people had to be good to be seen on the internet. Now, like I'm on the internet.
Yeah, now you got 80,000 likes on Facebook.
Yeah, like I have 81,000 people follow me on Facebook.
Excuse me, yeah.
But
first of all, Alex,
like you're yourself, you're authentic, you're constantly building content that people love, and you're relating to people, and that's why people come to you. And that's really what TV is. It's a conversation. It's entertainment. You're basing it off of facts. You're having a good time, and that you just continue to build. And you say you assemble your tribe, and I'm excited to see you get some players on the show, and Alex is doing big things here.
Alex is
young, just out of college. I mean, it's basically
he'll be with you soon.
This is the progression. There's a group of guys I worked with in Grand Junction in 2010 when I was first year out, and they have a radio show in Denver, and they've grown, and I've done their show with them, and we did something live from the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago, and you just build it, and you keep bringing in good people, and we build our own broadcasting team to compete for championships, and that's what's fun.
You're the man, Mose. You're the man.
I'll say this real quick. I'm gonna let you go. But I was at a Packer game. Moser came down from the press box, sat with me in the stands, and he was like talking to me. We're talking, how you doing? I think we took a selfie or whatever. But like people were like, "Hey, you're the guy from Fox 11." And he stopped and talked to every single person. He's like, yeah. And they're like, hey, what do you think about the Packers? And they're talking to this. He talked to everybody. Moser's a straight dude. Like he's one of my favorite people in like just in life. He gave me a lot of advice like when I was starting this thing and I was talking about doing this. Because I'm just a regular dude. I work at a cheese factory.
Man. I didn't do a thing.
Hey, I appreciate you joining us, Moser.
He's the man.
Go hit up your press conference, whatever you got.
And pretend like
go get all handsome with go get all handsome with your Southern Florida and your nice haircut. Yeah. Cleanly shaven, unbelievable. You're the man, Mose. Great chat with you, buddy.
Hey, ladies, man, there you go. Have a good one, Moser.
He's the man. He's the man. He had me ready to run through a brick wall right there, man.
Dude, I absolutely love Josh Moser because like when I very first started doing this stuff, like I've asked you questions, I've asked Andy Herman questions because I'm like someone who's like, if I'm gonna do something, like people who do it better than me.
You're very openly learning on the fly. You're very transparent with your audience on that as well, and that's how Moses too, right? I mean, he's very. You can see the transparency and the inspiration, the very like open remarks about his come up and what he had to do. $19,000 for a full-time job in Grand Junction, Colorado. That's not going to make ends meet. So he had to go grind.
My wife wouldn't allow that.
Right, and I mean that's the beautiful thing, and one of my favorite topics to talk about when I'm drinking beers is the evolution of media. My roommates will tell you many times that I talk a lot about the evolution of media,
love it.
And sports media in particular. Right, I mean McAfee has created. I mean he has revitalized and really given a new life to sports radio.
I would say. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off.
No, I'm good. I'm done.
No. But like, I think Jim Rome possibly started that. I'm sure there's some guys before him. I know that
he was a big face in sports radio. Still, obviously is. But how many people are actually listening to the radio, especially like my generation? Everybody's listening to their music on their I almost called it an iPod, an iPhone. I don't think those exist anymore. But everybody's plugged into their own shit, and that's fine. That's making radio. Maybe fall by the wayside a little bit, especially with a generation like mine. But
a radio guy maybe doesn't want to say that.
Well, I mean, it's the truth. But when you look at McAfee and YouTube and what we're doing right now, I mean, this has given a new wave to sports talk long form, and that's something that's really important and will continue to. It'll never die, right? Sports talk's never going to die. People love listening, and that's why you and I do the post-game shows, right? People love listening to two drunk guys in Wisconsin, bitch and moan about the Packers. It's what everybody else wants to do, and we found a way this season to connect with a relatively large audience and build a community around us and reacting. So it's good stuff. It was a great conversation. Great to see Mose. He looks great. He's tan as hell though. I'm a little jealous.
All right, so everyone, we're gonna clock out of this thing. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Dude, Alex Strouf, my guy, Josh Moser stopped by. We're gonna do this a lot all off season. Hey, Alex, you gonna come back? Or are you done now?
Yeah, I'm going to retire. I'd like to thank Matt for all the opportunities. No, I'll be back.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a lot. A lot of things are going to happen in this coming week because right now it's all speculation. Like Aaron Jones, he's
next
probably going to
Wednesday, man, when free agency opens next Wednesday.
So are you to come back? Maybe not Wednesday, but because I'm sure you got some Pack-A-Day and like a lot of the stuff. Just sure want to watch it. Pack-A-Day podcast is what you want to subscribe to on YouTube, on all your podcast lists and stuff. Pack-A-Day podcast is where it's at. That's where you get your information from. That's where I get my information from when I put it on my Facebook.
Yeah, no, I don't blame that.
They're very good.
Especially when Andy's around, man. The Podfather,
Yeah.
he's a credentialed member of the media, unlike, I think, the rest of us on that podcast.
Yeah,
but
especially me.
Everybody brings it, man. Everybody brings it. It's a great show. I'm excited to get back at it. It's been a few weeks.
So maybe at the end of next week, maybe I can get Alex to stop by.
Hey, man, I'm just saying March Madness starts next Friday, so you will not have any of my attention next weekend.
Oh, then to hell with you.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
No, well, we'll be back on soon, whether it's Alex or whether it's some other person that caught their guard down and I get them to talk into some of my stuff. I appreciate everyone who tunes into my stuff, though, for real, because I'm just having a good time drinking some beers and we're having a good time, all right?
We always are,
so,
man. Appreciate
thanks
you,
for
Matty.
watching. Thanks for listening. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching, you can also listen on iTunes, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your podcast. And if you are watching on YouTube, share it. Share it with your friends. Your friends might want to see this. Probably not, but share it anyways. Let them know. You should be listening. You should be watching. All right. Alex Strouf, Josh Moser, go Pack, go people. Let's get it.